Now to the latest in the Jodi Arias trial. The jury saying the way her ex was killed was, quote, so cruel. And now the question, will they say she deserves the death penalty? ABC's Ryan Owens has the latest from Phoenix, Arizona. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Robin. The penalty phase of this trial officially kicks off this morning after the same jury that convicted Jodi Arias of first-degree murder ruled her crime was so cruel, she's eligible for the death penalty.
We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action, upon our oaths do find that the aggravating factor, especially cruel, has been proven.
Jodi Arias did not even flinch when the jury moved her one step closer to death row. And no wonder. This is one verdict she had to see coming.
Was he alive when he was stabbed in the heart?
Yes.
Was he alive when he was being stabbed in the back of the head?
Yes.
All the prosecutor had to prove is the death of Arias' ex-boyfriend Travis Alexander was especially cruel. There was never much doubt about that. The 32-year-old admits she stabbed him 27 times and shot him in the face.
And that's why you see on the left hand the defensive wounds. And what he tries to do, as he tries to reach up, is to try to take the knife away from her.
Prosecutor Juan Martinez told the jury Travis Alexander was fighting for his life and in excruciating pain as Arias just kept stabbing him. Those details and the autopsy photos, too much for Alexander's family to bear.
And it was only death that relieved that pain, and it was only death that relieved that anguish.
Jodi Arias cried throughout. At one point, she mouthed no as the prosecutor said she attacked her victim as he sat defenseless in his shower. Arias' attorneys didn't have much to offer, only that Alexander may not have been in so much pain because of adrenaline pumping through his body and because the murder was quick, less than 2 minutes.
Let's just sit for 2 minutes.
In response, Martinez had the courtroom sit silent for 2 minutes.
Those approximate 2 minutes that we're talking about, to him must have seemed like more than 2 lifetimes.
The penalty phase will get off to a very emotional start this morning when the jury hears for the very first time from Travis Alexander's family. 2 of his siblings are expected to deliver victim impact statements in just a couple of hours. George.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Let's get more on this now with our legal team. Nancy Grace, the host of her own show on HLN, and GMA legal analyst Dan Abrams. And Dan, it did not seem to be a very tough decision for the jury.
No, this was the easy part for prosecutors. I mean, when you think about what type of murder this was, the number of stab wounds, the fact that there were stab wounds in the back and that there was a gunshot, all of this together, it would have been stunning if the jury had not come back and determined that they at least survived this burden, which is to demonstrate that there's an aggravating factor which allows them now to get into the death penalty phase. And what's going to happen here is, and this is why it's going to get tougher for prosecutors, is they're going to have to weigh the aggravating factors against the mitigating ones. The question is going to be, what exactly are the mitigating factors for Jodi Arias? And we're already seeing the seeds of that from the defense.
And Nancy, what do you think she can argue?
Well, I think that she's basically going to throw herself on the jury's mercy and hope that one of them will have second thoughts about the death penalty. I expect that wild horses couldn't drag Arias away from the stand. Last night, she was tweeting from behind bars, so I think she will take the stand. I think that a former lover with whom she lived for a long time, years, left him to go to Alexander. Gerald Brewer will take the stand. He's the one that she borrowed those gas cans from that turned up to be a major focus of the trial. I think that she'll have childhood friends, her mother, her grandmother. I think you'll see everything from kindergarten photos to Sunday school teachers to save her life.
And Dan, you said from the beginning you don't think this is a death penalty case, but everyone on this jury is at least open to the possibility of the death penalty.
To sit on a death penalty case, you have to be able to say, I could impose the death penalty in a case like this. My point in this has been not that the prosecutors won't be able to prove the aggravating factors, and not that the jury may not come back and say that the aggravating factors outweigh the mitigating ones. I, from day one, have believed that the prosecutor, Juan Martinez, never should have pursued this as a death penalty case, because I don't believe that this is so unique, so the worst of the worst, such a special case, such that the death penalty should apply. This is a horrific domestic murder case, and they happen a lot. And I think that we have to use the death penalty more sparingly.
You think Jodi has a chance with her argument now?
You know, I think she's got a chance, yeah. And I think her argument, it seems to be now, is more that she's bipolar and that she had, this may have been a violent outburst. I think Nancy's right about the types of defenses you're going to see. But look, remember, Jodi Arias lied to these jurors. These jurors believe Jodi Arias sat on the witness stand and lied to them. So this isn't just about theoretical lying, and that's the problem I think Jodi Arias has at this point, is these jurors don't believe her.
Let's switch gears now, Nancy, though, to O.J. Simpson. It seemed to a lot of court observers, including our own Neil Karlinski yesterday, that he was pretty credible at his turn on the witness stand yesterday. Nancy? Well, I think we lost IFB with Nancy. How about that O.J. Simpson case?
He's got no chance. Let's be clear. He's got basically no chance. I mean, you know, look, he was very charming. O.J. Simpson's a charming guy. I remember during the civil case, they used to talk to him in the hallway all the time, and he testified in that case. He can be incredibly charming, but you can't retry the case now, and that's kind of what he's trying to do. He's trying to say, you know what? I probably should have taken the stand in that case. My lawyer convinced me not to take the stand. Well, the judge specifically asked the defendant, are you waiving your right to take the stand? And O.J. Simpson's saying yes. He's a smart guy. This is not someone who didn't understand the proceedings. To win in a case like this, to show ineffective assistance of counsel, you know, lawyers often joke that the lawyer basically has to be drooling. I mean, they have had cases where lawyers have been inebriated, lawyers have had mental problems, lawyers haven't prepared for the case, and all of those cases, the court has said, well, that's not ineffective assistance of counsel. So you think about a case like this. He has a high-profile lawyer in Yale Galanter. I understand that O.J. Simpson thinks Yale Galanter did a terrible job for him, but that's not ineffective assistance of counsel.
And we're going to get the answer from Yale Galanter, at least his testimony on Friday. Okay, Dan, thanks very much. I'm sorry we lost that communication with Nancy. I'm sure she'll be back next time.
Surprised we still can't hear her.
Right, yeah, exactly.